The screw through Cinder's ankle had rested. The engraved cross marks worn to a mangled circle. By the time it was extracted far enough for her to wrench free with her prosthetic steel hand, the hairline threads had been stripped clean. Tossing the screwdriver onto the table, Cinder gripped her heel and yanked the foot from its socket. A sense of release hovered at the end of those wires. Freedom. Having loathed the too small foot for 4 years, she swore to never put the piece of junk back on again. She just hoped Aiko would be back soon with its replacement.
Suto, come here. I told you not to play so close to that thing.
She looked Cinder dead in the eyes.
It's not like the wires are contagious. Oh my god!
I'm sorry. I didn't realize anybody was back there.
Your Highness.
Maybe, let's not mention Your Highness stuff.
Right, of course. How can I...
I'm looking for a Ling Cinder. Is he around?
I'm Ling Cinder.
Your Ling Cinder?
Yes, Your Highness.
The mechanic.
How can I help you?
You're not quite what I was expecting.
Well, you're hardly what I... What seems to be wrong with the android, Your Highness?
I can't get her to turn on. She was working fine one day, and the next, nothing.
Sometimes I just get worn out. Maybe it's time to upgrade to a new model.
I'm afraid I can't do that. She contains top secret information. It's a matter of national security that I retrieve it for anybody else. I'm joking. Nana Z was my first android. It's sentimental.
An orange light flickered at the corner of her vision. Cinder was used to the little orange light. It came up all the time. It meant that someone was lying.
National security. Funny.
She thunked the android hard on the side of its head. The prince jumped.
You'd be surprised how often that works.
Cinder, I've got it!
In wheeled Cinder's android assistant, Aiko. She slammed a brand new steel-plated foot onto the desk.
It's a huge improvement over the old one. Only lightly used.
Good work, Aiko. Our customer will be delighted to have a replacement foot for his escort droid.
Escort droid? I don't compute.
Aiko, please pay your respects to our customer. His Imperial Highness.
Prince Sky, you are even more handsome in person.
That's enough, Aiko.
You don't see a personality like that every day. Did you program her yourself?
Believe it or not, she came that way. I suspect a programming error, which is probably why my stepmother got her so cheap.
I do not have a programming error.
So what do you think?
I'll need to run her diagnostics. It'll take me a few days, maybe a week.
Do you need payment up front?
No, thank you. It'll be my honor. How will I contact you when she's ready?
Send a comm to the palace. Or will you be here again next weekend? I could stop by.
Oh, yes! You're here every market day. You should come by again.
Aiko.
It'll be my pleasure.
He dipped his head in polite farewell. Cinder let her muscles relax.
Prince Kai! Check my fan. I think I'm overheating. Can you imagine Peony's face?
I can imagine a lot of high-pitched squealing.
Oh dear. You have a grease splotch on your forehead.
You're kidding.
I'm sure he hardly noticed.
What does it matter? Come on. Help me get this foot on before any other royalty stops by.
Fits like a glove, doesn't it?
It's very nice, Aiko, thank you. I just hope Adri doesn't notice. She'd murder me if she knew I spent $600 on a foot.
It's perfect. You can throw that piece of junk away.
Chang Sasha in her booth gazed at her outstretched hands in terror.
The plague! She has the plague!
Cinder?
Lower the neckline for Peony. She looks like an old woman.
There stood Cinder's stepmother, Adri, with her face shimmering with too much powder and her lips painted horrifically bright. In the center of the room stood her stepsisters, Pearl and Peony, swathed in silk and tulle while a woman adjusted Peony's neckline. Peony grinned at Cinder excitedly. Cinder returned the look.
Let's take in Pearl's waist some more.
It's already very snug. We want her to dance, don't we?
We want her to find a husband.
No, she's much too young.
I'm 17.
Yes, now is the time for fun and...
She is too expensive for fun. I expect results from this gown.
At last she noticed Cinder.
Why aren't you at the market?
It closed down early, so I'll just go get cleaned up and then I'll be ready for my dress fitting.
Have you fixed the mag belt on the Hoover yet?
I need money to buy a new mag belt. 800 units at least. If my income from the market wasn't deposited directly into your account, I would have bought one already.
I can't afford a mag belt and a new dress that you'll only wear once. You'll have to find some other way of fixing the Hoover or find your own gown for the ball.
I might be able to trade for one.
Why don't we trade that worthless android for it?
We wouldn't get much for her. Nobody wants such an old model.
No, they don't, do they? Perhaps I will have to sell both of you off as spare parts. I don't care how you fix the Hoover. Just fix it before the ball. And cheaply.
Are you saying if I fix the hover and get a dress, I can go this year?
It will be a miracle if you can find something suitable to wear that will hide your eccentricities.
She looked directly at Cinder's cyborg foot.
But yes, I suppose.
You can't be serious. Her go with us.
Guess I'd better go find a mag belt.
Prince Kai!
The prince's face filled the net screen.
Volume on.
Research continues to be our top priority. Our research team is determined to find a vaccine for this disease that has now taken one of my parents and threatens to take the other, as well as tens of thousands of our citizens. No longer can we claim that the disease is relegated to the poor, rural communities of our country. Letumosis threatens us all, and we will find a way to stop it. Only then can we rebuild our economy and return the Eastern Commonwealth to its once prosperous state.
How ridiculous.
What do you mean, Mom?
Letumosis surfaced 12 years ago and they've barely made any progress. Empty words.
And it took Dad.
We interrupt this broadcast to share an update on Emperor Riken's health. The Emperor's physicians have just informed us that His Majesty has entered into the third stage of lutomosis. We are being told that everything is being done to ensure His Majesty's comfort at this time, and that researchers are working non-stop in their search for a vaccine. Volunteers are still urgently needed for antidote testing, even as the cyborg draft continues. Long live the Emperor.
I know a cyborg who can volunteer for plague testing. Why wait for the draft?
Good idea. And then you could get a job to pay for your pretty dress.
They reimbursed the volunteers' families, Wirehead.
We can't volunteer Cinder. I need her to fix my port screen.
Stop bickering.
Cinder left her family behind to the comfort of her room.
You're going to the ball! We have to find you a dress and shoes, and I will not allow you to wear those awful boots. Oh, think of the food they'll have! And the dresses and music. Oh, my stars, think about Prince Kai. You can dance with Prince Kai.
Why would the prince dance with me?
Because you won't have grease on your face this time.
Well, I hate to break this to you, Aiko, but I'm not going to the ball.
I don't compute.
Well, for starters, I just spent my life savings on a new foot, but even if I did have the money, why would I spend it on a dress or shoes or gloves? It would be a waste.
What else could you have spent it on?
I don't know, a complete set of wrenches, a toolbox with drawers that don't stick, a down payment on my own apartment where I don't have to be Adri's servant anymore.
Adri wouldn't sign the release documents.
I know. It would cost a lot more than a silly dress anyway.
Maybe you can trade for a dress?
Well, it doesn't matter, okay? I'm not going. As long as Adri can come up with things for me to fix, my chores will never be done.
If fixing the hover won't convince Adri to let you go to the ball, then why are we going to the junkyard for one?
Because, ball or no ball, I do believe she would sell you off for pocket change if given a reason.
Cinder!
Peony burst into the room in her silver ball gown.
What do you think?
You look amazing.
She should have made one for you, too. It isn't fair.
I don't really mind. I have to go, though. We're off to find a mag belt for Her Majesty.
Where?
The junkyard.
It's going to be a fun bundle of fun.
Can I come?
Together, they hiked to the junkyard, Peony listening all the way there about Cinder's fabled encounter with the prince.
Good stars, the prince in your booth! I can't believe I wasn't there! Are you going to see him again? I mean, you have to, right?
Oh, found one.
What was he like?
He was polite enough not to notice the grease stain on her forehead.
You didn't!
What? I'm a mechanic. I get dirty.
Is he as handsome in real life as he is on the net screens?
Yes, even more handsome.
Well, I guess.
I knew it! I knew you liked him too. What else? Tell me, what did he say? What did he do?
Nothing. He just asked me to fix his android.
You have to introduce me. Then he'll recognize me at the ball, and I'll dance with him, and Pearl will be livid. You know, some people are saying he's going to be looking for a bride at the ball.
He's only, what, 19?
18 and a half. I would marry Prince Kai in a heartbeat.
Me too.
You and every other girl in the Commonwealth.
Like you wouldn't. Besides, the rumor that he's looking for a bride at the ball is better than the other rumors. There's been talk of him marrying Queen Lavanna.
Queen! Honestly, Peony, those tablets are going to rot your brain. Prince Kai would be a fool to marry her. Or any lunar.
Lunars, the people of the moon. People said lunars could alter a person's brain, make you see things you shouldn't see, feel things you shouldn't feel, and do things you didn't want to do. And Queen Lavanna was the worst of them.
You know she murdered her older sister for the throne?
Yeah, and she forced her stepdaughter to mutilate her own face because she was too pretty, and she murdered her niece Celine when she was 3. Yeah, Peony, everyone knows the rumors.
Some conspiracy theorists think Princess Celine is still alive, you know.
Yeah, well, the key word is conspiracy. Aiko, I need light.
I'm bored.
This isn't a hover. This is a car. It's from the second era.
Fascinating.
Can we go home now?
Yeah. Oh, wait, Peony, there's something on you.
Oh no. What is it? A bug? A spider?
Wait, hold still. Oh my god. Peony?
What? What is it?
And then she saw it, a splotch of red, rimmed with bruised purple, the first stage of the plague.
There's something bad in the balance. I'm staring into the darkness and I like what I see.